You know the name of the place. West Green. This is Menevananian Sivara Subramaniam. Station Master is West Green. Oh, I feel better now. Well, actually, I'm not at West Green today. I'm at Futtock's End. So here's my train set. Model railway, layout. I really don't care. I just have fun. So I've got all the points. I've got the motors in, and they all work. Oh, points, turnouts. Anyway, so before I go any further, you know, what's better than one tank engine on a turntable? Say no more. Nod's as good as a wink. Anyway, what am I doing? I've moved everything over because I put the car back in here, but that will go over because I've got other boards going here, like this one, that one, and my turntable. So here we are. So what I've done, I put some brackets up for Futtock's End. Track diagram. So look, this is ply. It's got a bit of grain in it. I could have gone and got some melamine, you know, coated melamine, but you know what I'm doing, I'm trying to be resourceful and not waste money. Like these brackets, I found this stuff, so I thought I'll have that. So it's called, if I save money, I can use money to buy more engines or anything. Anyway, so here's my track diagram. So what I've done is I painted this black. This is blue masking tape. That's for my for this. There's a switch in there, that's a changeover switch, and I'm going to put all the switches in the right place here. So what I've done is I painted it black, put the masking tape on, and what I'm going to do is spray the whole thing white, pull the masking tape off, and I'll have a white board with black, what do they call it? Tracks. I'll be back in a minute, alright? See how we go. So I brought this outside onto the, near the road, away from the cars. You don't want to get any overspray. So I'm shaking this because I'm doing this little, what's it called, squirts. Okay, I've done some limbering up. You get the idea, don't you? I won't bore you. Well, here's the board back in place. So the control panel bus will go in there. So the little, this thing, this double pole, double throw switch will go in that hole there. That's because this here between there and there is a programming track. So I'll connect the track to the middle. One side goes to the DCC bus, the other side goes up to the programming track on this unit up here. The switch, I've got double pole, double throw switches to control the points because they're DCC Cobalt motors, so they're stall motors, so there's power there all the time. So basically, there'll be one there in the middle that will control pair. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Just going to put it all in now. Look, to be honest, I've got a few runs, and one of the problems was here. There's a knot there, and when I tried to cover it, it just wouldn't cover, so I flooded it a bit, and I got a run. But you know what, at the end of the day, I'm really not that fussed, because heck, it's a control panel, it's functional. Yeah, it'd be nice if it was perfect, but that's not me. Anyway, so, but it'll work. So, I'm actually getting there now. The trick is also, as soon as you can pull the masking tape off, you do. Because otherwise, if it skins over when you pull it off, you'll pull it back and you'll rip the paint. So, I actually got a knife, and while it was still wet, I just pulled it all off. Anyway, it's all good. So far, I've got all the double pole, double throw switches in. That one is for the programming track, and obviously that feeds to my NCE Power Pro module up there. Both a bus and a lorry, no, and the line to the programming track. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to wire all this up. Okay, so here's the 8 switches. What I've done with centre contacts, I've run a bus, black and brown, doesn't matter what colour. To be honest, it doesn't even matter which way you get these around, because you can sort this all out when you connect the point up, when the motor up, but I like to keep things uniform. So all I've done is I run a bus from there, these are all in parallel, centre contacts, all the switches, all the way up there into there. Now what I've done is I've run 2 buses. I run this 6 points down to there, and then I picked up these 2, I've paralleled them up there, soldered them and put them in the power. So my transformer, 12 volts DC, will connect there. What I'm going to do now is connect 2 wires up back to each relevant switch. But what you do here, this is how you reverse the polarity. You cross the wires over, so you take the two wires there, so in other words, you make this wire that wire, you put a wire across there, like cross them over, and then you take them back there. So when you switch a switch, it reverses the polarity. So each of these is coming back here now. I'll do a little diagram for you. I know it's not rocket science, but I know there are people who get totally confused by it. But whatever you do, don't try this using solenoids, because these I'm using Cobalt point motors, same as Tortoise. They use stall motors, so there's power on all the time. You do that with a solenoid and you won't have a point motor for very long. So I've wired one up. So basically what you've got, power from a transformer, 12 volts DC transformer, got a little plug pack, goes in there. The black and brown wire, they just parallel piggyback, or daisy chain I suppose you call it, from there to there to there to the middle terminals, all the middle terminals. Right? Oh, and plus, rather than go up there and down, I just took 2 and they're paralleled up there, so that's done. So all the power is all in parallel, as indeed all power is in a house. All your power points are in parallel on the mains. So how does this operate? The switch has, if you switch it down, it connects to these 2 contacts. If you switch it up, it connects to these 2. So what I've done is I've crossed these over here. So when you switch it one way, down here, and I've taken it here to number 8, because this is number 8. When you switch it one way, well, it'll be positive and negative. When you switch it the other way, it'll be negative, positive. And that's how your point motors operate. All I've got to do now is connect the other 7 up. Okay, I've wired up all the switches with the reverses, as I said, to the panel. So I know that's, I've wired them 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 and power. So the power goes to the middle sections, it's all in parallel. Just think, I mean, I'm not trying to treat people as silly, but some people don't know anything about wiring. Others certainly know a lot more than me. Anyway, so it's like your power points in the house. They're all in parallel. So that's the power, and that goes to a plug pack, 12 volt plug pack, DC. I've hooked up, that's number 1, because I marked that one yesterday, number 1. That's 1, and that happens to be the crossover in the station. Now, I've got the switch up because I want it, that shows straight through. I've got this working as a pair, so this circuit operates 2 turnouts simultaneously, which means together. Anyway, so when this switches up, the light it's straight. When you flick it down, it's a crossover. Now, I don't know if it's right or wrong. I've only just hooked it up. If it's wrong, all I've got to do is unscrew these and turn them round, or do it at the point motor end. Just as easy to do it here. So let's have a look. There's my Oh, I can't reach the switch. There's my crossover. And it appears to be right, so let's turn it. And that's gone. The other one's gone. Put it back. Excellent. Let's me wire them all up. Okay, all done. All these are wired up. That goes underneath the board to all the points, powered up. Let's give it an operation. I'll just put the board back the right way now. By the heck. It's been a fine day at Summerland Point. So I've turned the board round. I've got to tidy this up tomorrow, the wiring loom. Anyway, let's operate the crossover. And they both operate. The line is number 2 point. This one here, number, oh well, that doesn't matter now, does it? To this siding, which is currently set to the siding. There you go. This next one here, which is currently set to go into the turntable road. So that works. Now the two double slip. This one. And lastly, probably take me about 8 hours all up today. Anyway, I'll show you that wiring diagram. I know that to a lot of people, they know all how to do this, but anyway, this is a Cobalt point motor. That's the actuating arm which goes that way or that way, depending on the polarity. So there's always, well, it doesn't have to be polarity on it. If you take it off, it will stay in that same position. But anyway, so what you do is, there's a switch here. It's got 6 terminals on. Okay. The centre one, that is your power, so that goes away to your power. And if you've got lots of points, you daisy chain these up. Okay, now what you do is you take a wire from there to there and there to there. Now the other thing you do is you then take the wire from there across there, and that one across there. So when you throw the switch, all you're doing is swapping the polarity. If that's positive and negative, when you swap the switch over, because these wires are cross, that'll be negative and positive, and that operates. That's it. So thanks for watching the video. I've finished for today. Hope you like it. Please, leave a comment, like if you want, subscribe, even better. Anyway, thanks for watching.